To paraphrase the current pop tune that, as most do, features a catchy hook lyric and a lack of any real musical creativity, it's all about the blame, about that blame, about that blame. Because as we all know, everything inside the Beltway revolves around who is to blame, who can be blamed, who will accept the blame, and then who does the best job at avoiding the blame. Don't blame our guests. Let's welcome them into the political arena. Welcome back Republican strategist and professor at Georgetown University, Bradley Blakeman, and Democratic strategist and former Deputy Staff Secretary to President Bill Clinton, David Goodfriend. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
By the way, you will not be asked to sing "It's All About That Bass" when the segment's over. I just thought I'd warn you because I could
hear Brad sing it.
I could tell right away. I'm telling you, I saw it, Goodfriend. I saw it in your face that you were just waiting to see if Bradley would do that. So I wanted to make sure that we just knew right now that everybody could relax. Okay, let's get serious now. Let's talk about some blame here. Ferguson. A disaster that is happening here. The two cops that are shot, we're told now that 2 men and a woman from a Ferguson, Missouri home are being questioned in the shooting of the officers now, so at least they have some suspects. There are those coming out and saying this is part and parcel to blame on the Obama administration, Eric Holder. They're going so public, they're making so many public statements on this that this is exacerbating the situation. It is making it difficult for Ferguson to heal. David, I'm going to come to you first on this. Go ahead.
I think that Ferguson is representative of a much bigger dynamic in our country. I think the officers who were hurt, it's shameful that there was violence. I think that it's shameful a young man had to die. I think the whole thing should make us really reflect as Americans on what we can do to improve community policing and the relationships between police forces and the communities that trust them to protect those communities. I don't think it makes any sense at all to blame the Obama administration Department of Justice for issuing a report. It's a piece of paper. It's a report that went into the systematic abuses and wrongdoings that should be reversed and that, frankly, that other communities should learn from. Look, when you tell taxpayers we're going to pay for everything with tickets and fines, and then you go after one segment of the population disproportionately to pay those fines, that's not how good government's supposed to work.
Well, I think that's granted. I think we're granted on that, David, because certainly if that's the way it goes. But Bradley, I think what people are pointing to here is they're saying that it's a constant flow of here's the problem, this is the racial problem, this is the organization, these are the cops, these are the people. I think that's what the critics are saying they believe exacerbates the situation and makes it tough to heal. Your reaction?
There is no doubt about it. The president set the tone by interjecting race into Ferguson before the facts were in. Everything the president said in the early initial accounts of the shooting proved to be untrue. Everything from hands up to the fact that this kid was running away from the police. We know that is patently untrue. The president injected race. He set the tone for looting and vandalism of their own neighborhoods in their own communities. So shame on the president and shame on Eric Holder. The president should have been above that. He should have used his high office to calm the people and not incite them. And now we have a report that is true. And only after time did we know that when the facts came out, what the facts were. So yeah, the president has to be blamed for what's happened in Ferguson because he sets the tone. And the fact of the matter is that he sent the Attorney General there to fan the flames of division instead of uniting this community.
David, you got to admit things could have been handled better here by the administration and the DOJ, right?
I disagree. I think, in fact, we all ought to be very grateful that Eric Holder, the Attorney General, and President Obama had been as cool-headed and methodical as they have been. You would have had riots all over the country in any other setting. This president has done everything possible to calm and to control the situation by having leaders into the White House, by sending his Attorney General to the community to let them know that the White House was paying attention to this. And again, a piece of paper, a report, does not cause someone to die. In this case, we have a much broader problem. And I think, look, if I had one request to my conservative friends, Brad and yourself and the folks who are watching, it would be this.
You assume, of course, that I'm conservative, but please go ahead.
Well, okay. Let's not get caught up on the details of this particular case. Let's instead learn more broadly about problems in our society and our country that we can address. We really can address these things. It's not hard to fix. We've done it in the past. We can do it again. When you integrate police forces so that the police force reflects the community that it's working with, when you don't have fines aimed exclusively or extensively or disproportionately at one segment of the population, but rather treat the population as a whole. We've seen it work before. Community policing works, and it's worked in other communities, and it's dissipated racial tensions in the past. Let's learn.
Okay, I only got a couple of minutes left. I only got a couple of minutes left. We had so much to do here now, but we only got 2 minutes left here. So, Brad, I'm going to let you react to that.
Well, let me tell you this. When the President of the United States surrounded himself with a race-baiting tax cheat who's visited the White House 60-plus times, Sharpton, and thinks that he's going to unite communities, please, this president has chosen to surround himself with the likes of Reverend Wright and others who are nothing more than profiting off of racial division. And if the president wanted to heal a community, he certainly has not gone about it in the right way.
All right, I got less than 2 minutes left. I got one quick thing here. I'm going to ask you both for about 60 seconds on it. Hillary Clinton, we have to talk about this. Lawsuits being filed now. What about the damage to both sides here, the Republicans, the Democrats as well, and all this? Brad, I'll let you go first.
Well, Hillary Clinton brought this upon herself. This isn't a right-wing vast conspiracy. She made a conscious effort to withhold her emails, to secret her emails. Why did she do it? She did it because she wanted to control. That's part of the Clinton dynamic, is controlling their own destiny. The problem with that is you don't serve yourself. You serve the American people. And this is all going to come back to haunt him. I think Hillary's doner than done. And again, it wasn't the right who did her in. She did herself in.
Doner than done. I will bet you that David Goodfriend is going to immediately take umbrage with that statement.
Well, love Brad as I do, yes, I'm going to take umbrage with that statement. I mean, look, over my shoulder here, hopefully you can see it in the camera shot, is a picture that hung on the West Wing wall of me with President Clinton. And I remember the Clinton years very clearly. The pattern went something like this. There would be a, quote, scandal. Republicans, Newt Gingrich, and others in Congress would scream about it. The president's poll ratings would go up. It was a pattern over and over and over again. And I think what those years taught us was, if the Republicans continue a drumbeat of claiming scandal, it's a little bit like the boy who cried wolf. Pretty soon the American people get inoculated to it. They don't hear it anymore. My caution to Republicans in this case is, even before Hillary Clinton has launched her campaign, if you pounce on everything from Benghazi to emails, pretty soon the 100% name recognition that Hillary Clinton enjoys is going to inoculate her against future attacks that may, in your view, make even more sense.
We got to hold it there.
See that?
We got to hold it there. See, Goodfriend's got to try to get every second that he possibly can. David Goodfriend, Bradley Blakeman, always a pleasure. We'll talk to you guys again real soon. Thanks for joining us.